Peace, love, and light, family. Sister Taufi here, creator of kmsc.online, where we talk about the divine nature in your spirit. It is early in the morning, and I can't sleep, family, so guess what? I'm going to talk to you about my experience with narcissism. Yep, that big N-word, narcissism. Well, for those of you that know what it is because you've experienced it, maybe you can identify with some of the things that I'm going to share. I thought about doing an outline, but instead I'm just going to speak freely. Let's see. My discovery of narcissism started around 35 years old. Most of my life had already been lived in a cognitive dissonant state because I had narcissism in my family. I had no idea what it was. So I survived conditioning that began in my childhood with narcissistic abuse. Had no idea what was happening until, like I said, I got 35 years old. So I literally woke up to narcissism around 35 years old. I still quite didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew something was wrong mentally with specific people that were showing up in my life. And I knew there was something I needed to solve, not just to get free, but I just felt like spiritually there was something for me to learn about the situation that would level me up in a way that would protect me in the future. So ultimately I believe that narcissism has a purpose in our lives. It only repeats when we don't know, when we're not aware of what's going on, or how a narcissist operates. Once we become aware of what a narcissist acts like in the different stages of their in the execution of their plans, then it becomes natural to be able to identify narcissistic tendencies or traits in a person's personality. For those of you that have never come to this channel, I wanted to just say thank you for visiting. If you enjoy the content here, you can also view my other channel, which is Ntr Fundamentals. It's a channel based on ancient Egyptian spirit science, which is the science of our spiritual nature. You can check that out. There should be a link somewhere, not in the description, but it'll be somewhere in my, you can go to the home page. There should be some link somewhere located where you can actually connect to that channel, which is Ntr Fundamentals. And this channel, of course, is kmsc.online. YouTube, which is really a spiritual channel where I use tarot and Ntr cards for asking divine guidance for the month, basically. Sometimes I post videos here of things like this, just content that Spirit tells me to share with you. So let's get back to the narcissism story of my life and how I overcame it and identified it. So again, I woke up around 35 years old. By that time I had already been programmed, and I had succumbed to the narcissistic idealism of my worth, which was less than what I truly know I'm worth now. But I had already been programmed to accept the beliefs that the narcissist had placed in me. And it was nonetheless very detrimental to my growth, my health, my ability to make healthy decisions, and really dampened my ability to understand how to offer what I have, which is, it actually helped me. It didn't, okay, it made finding my own worth difficult. That's what it did. And forgive me for talking the way I'm talking. I have a cough drop in my mouth. It made it difficult for me to understand my own value So if you're a person that's experiencing narcissism presently, or if you have in the past, you probably can remember the fogginess of your identity that happened after being around this person for a certain amount of time. You started to lose your own identity. You stopped doing the things that you normally do. You start to question yourself, your self-worth really, and your ability to make decisions, and the health of your own mind. They basically have this power to make you believe something is wrong with you, that you're lacking something, because that's what they do. Their whole objective is to chip at you like a piece of cement, like a rock. They just keep hitting at, just chipping at your rock, chipping at you, until there's nothing but a little pebble of yourself left. That's their whole objective, so that they can make themselves bigger and make you smaller. And once they make you smaller, they'll make you feel that you need them for protection or for whatever else that you have been programmed to believe you can't provide for yourself. Generally, that's basically what a narcissist does to a person. Their whole objective is to reduce your idea of your own self-worth to where you succumb to their programming, their beliefs, and then they can basically make you into their slave. I don't like to get into why they do it. Obviously, they're dealing with unhealed trauma. I will tell you that. Narcissists are people that either one, have been traumatized and never ever chose to heal. Whatever reasons they choose not to heal, I have no idea. I don't consider myself a narcissist. I don't get around people to figure out what I can get for them. I'm pretty much a self-sufficient person, very self-reliant, and it's actually very difficult for me to ask for help, so I have to work on that. But I happen to be quite prideful, so that's a challenge for me. So I have a altruistic nature, so I notice that narcissists are attracted to people with an altruistic nature, caring people, helpful people, loving people, because that's an easy target for them. Somebody that's already willing to give, willing to be considerate of their feelings and their needs and their wants, so that's a very easy person to program. People with confidence, narcissists don't seek out people like that. With a strong identity of self, narcissists don't seek out people like that. They can't stand for a person to stand up for what they believe in. When a person stands up, if you stand up for what you believe in front of the narcissist is going to basically become enraged, and they're going to try to figure out another plan to try to come at another angle. But their objective is the same, to make you supply for their needs. They don't have the ability to think about what you're going to lose in the process of them making you into what they want. They don't care. They don't have the ability to care. They don't have any feelings. I personally think that narcissists have a dark or demonic entity attached to them. By their willingness to say, I don't want to heal, that's like saying, I don't want God. And so when people do that, they invite dark. Well, when I say dark, I mean non-divine entities or conscious beings that are not in physical form to embody them. And people call these type of spirits different things. Some call them demons, some call them thought forms, negative thought forms. Some people just say bad spirits, or people that have transitioned that have never been able to transition back to the light. I personally believe they're just demons, fallen spirits, demonic entities that are not human, never were human. They're just entities that are against the divine will. And so when people refuse to allow the divine or God, source, the universe to heal them, they don't ask for help to heal, and they want to hold on to the anger, resentment, and unforgiveness and all those negative energies, that's when they invite the entity to live inside of them. That's when the attachment happens, and that's when the narcissistic embodiment begins. Okay? I don't believe people are born with the narcissistic mentality. Some people are, because there are some people that are born evil. I believe that. But most of the time, most people are not. It's a part. It becomes a part of them because they've been around something or experienced something where a demonic entity was a part of the situation, was attached to another person, and they end up getting affected, and then they began embodying that same entity. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that's the truth. That's just what I believe. Let's talk about ways you can identify narcissistic personality in a just regular setting. Let's see. What they will do is when they first meet you, let's talk about that. When a narcissist first meets you, they're going to be very nice. They're going to be very happy. They're going to be happy-go-lucky. They're going to be that gentleman. They're going to be that lady. They're going to be that joyful person. Narcissists are very joyful when they first meet you. Hi. Oh, really? Oh, no. Oh, no, I'll do that. No problem. Oh, no, I'll take care of that. Oh, no, I'll do it. No, it's okay. You want this? You want that? Do you want... Oh, I'll take care of that. Oh, no, you don't need to go through that. You deserve better. You don't deserve to go through that. No, I got it. I'll take care of that. That's what they do. So when someone that you meet starts to talk to you about everything they'll do for you immediately, with you having put no skin in the game. When I say skin in the game, I mean you put no effort into this person. You've done nothing for them. You haven't even asked them their favorite color, favorite movie, dream vacation place. I mean, you've done nothing. You've never shown any real deep interest, and this person's willing to do this and do that and do that and do the other. That's the red flag. I'm not saying all people are like that, but that's how they get through the door, because there are people that are naturally kind, nice, giving people, and they don't want anything from you. They're just happy to give. But that's the door that the narcissist walks through, the door of generosity. That is the most powerful weapon of the narcissist, generosity. So generosity itself is a good thing, but why are they being generous? That's what you have to ask yourself. So when you're trying to identify a narcissist, you need to ask yourself, why are they offering what they're offering? Now this applies to someone that is not in your family or bloodline. This is someone that you totally never met, don't know them. You met them somewhere. They said, hey, let's get a coffee. Let's stay in touch. Let's go watch a movie, or let's go to the museum. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Okay. This is an initial meeting. The first 1, 2, 3 times that you talk to or see this person, and they are offering all kinds of kindness to you without you having invested nothing. That is when you need to say, ding, 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 this might be a narcissist. You talk to yourself inside yourself and you say, hey, let me pull back inside myself and let me just listen, watch, and pay attention to this person. Because narcissists are very good actors. Excuse me, my sinuses are bothering me, you guys. Narcissists are very good actors. They need Emmy Award, Oscars for the performances they give. I believe the reason why they do this acting thing is because the real them is someone they don't like. So when they're alone, they're probably looking in the mirror, sad, crying, questioning themselves, feeling bad about themselves, depressed, and not believing that they can heal, because they're the jinn that's whispering in their ear or telling them they're not worth this or they're not worth that or they can't heal. Whatever the negative things are that the jinn that's inside of them is telling them, they believe it. And so once they believe what the jinn is telling them, they start to accept the strategies that the entity is offering them. Why should you have to feel inferior? You didn't deserve for that to happen. You didn't deserve for this to happen, and they did that to you anyway. So you know what? You got to live. You got to protect yourself. You have to do what you have to do because they don't care about you. Nobody cares about you. You got to make sure that you're the one on top. And you know you need attention and you need love to feel good about yourself. You don't feel good unless you got somebody making you feel good. And so you got to keep them around because you're insecure that they're going to leave you. So we got to manipulate them. Because, you know, we can't go through this abandonment thing anymore. We can't do it. And they're not thinking about if someone left, maybe there was a viable reason why. Maybe they were not being a mature adult. Maybe they wanted an adult response from an adult person, but they weren't offering an adult relationship. They weren't offering adult exchange, but they manipulated and pretended to be a healthy, mentally and emotionally balanced adult. They are excellent actors. You have to be very careful when you're watching the actions of a narcissist or a possible narcissist and their words. You will not be able to figure out if you're dealing with a narcissist from the beginning. Okay, most of us when we meet a person, we're looking for someone that's kind, nice, generous, considerate. Okay, all the things that a person's looking for, narcissists study that. They know what people are looking for in a person. They're looking for all the good traits, and the narcissist knows how to embody it and put on the best performance ever, okay? To convince you that you have just won, you have met that person that's going to be that one you've been looking for. I mean, they probably practice this stuff to make sure that, you know, it's believable even to them. So by the time they get ready to execute their plan on their next victim, they're able to feel confident that what they're doing, how they're trying to manipulate the person, it's going to work, because they're very premeditated people. Narcissists are very premeditated. There's nothing they do on a whim. The only thing they do on a whim is try to hurt a person after they have already made you their supply. They will, on a whim, leave you and ghost you so you can feel insecure, and so that you can chase them down so they can get that energy from you, drain you, because that's what they do. They get off on draining you, making you aberrated, unstable, basically stripping you of your continuity, your strength, your balance, and your, you know, just taking you up out of your natural, your nature, your square. They just like to turn you into something that you weren't. And most of the time it's toxic and chaotic. That's what they thrive on. They love destroying people because I personally believe they have a demonic entity. They actually love it. They enjoy it. They like it. They think it's funny. So you're not going to find that out until later. They probably won't laugh in your face. If they want to keep you a supply, they'll laugh and talk about you behind your back to their friends. And they'll talk about you as if you were never worth anything in the beginning, okay? After they've done their little dirty work and destroyed you from the inside, you can never be destroyed because your soul is never able, it can't be tampered with, it's a part of God. But they destroy your perspective of yourself and you start to fall for the narrative, and now you have compromised your own lifestyle because you believe this narcissist, because they were a good actor. They'll go behind your back and talk about how they ghosted you and how you cried or yelled or screamed or whatever you did, because that's what they want. They want a reaction out of you. They want to emotionally trigger you. That's how they feed the demon in them. They love it. So that's what the initial meetings with the narcissist, a person you've never known, that you just met. Hold on. Now somebody that you grew up with, excuse me, possibly, any family member. It could be a cousin, auntie, uncle, mom, dad, whoever. Someone like that. Excuse me, I just drank something the wrong way. That's going to be very difficult. Sister, brother, cousin, uncle, auntie, anybody, mom, dad, grandparent. They're basically never going to work on themselves. They never do shadow work. Narcissists will never ever do shadow work. Shadow work, if for those of you that have never heard the term, is when you will get a pen and paper, truly sit down and analyze yourself, go through your own history, your own pain, your own traumas, your own whatever, and find out what's really hurting you, and saying, I'm going to make a plan to heal each one of these things that are wrong with me. That is called shadow work. And then you begin to start that process, and people have different ways to do it. Some people go to psychologists or psychiatrists. I personally have healed myself using Ntr science. That's why I'm offering it to you. It's an ancient Egyptian spirit science. It's what was written on the walls in ancient Egypt. Some people call it Kemetic science. I call it Ntr science. Kemetic, they say it's Kemetic because Kem was the old name for Nubia, which is we now call Egypt, and so that's why they call it Kemetic science. But it's ancient Egyptian spiritual science, and so that information left on the walls were left there for a reason, because they knew there was going to be a war of the mind and the will, and that people that chose not to heal, which basically are narcissists, are people that choose not to heal. Anyone can heal if you choose to, because it's all a matter of shifting your mind and your focus, and transforming your belief system. If you're willing to do those things, you can change and resurrect yourself out of practically any trauma. It will take time. There'll be moments where you have to get closure that you are not going to be able to get sometimes from people, even though, narcissists have been hurt. They don't realize other people have been hurt too. But those that choose not to be narcissists from a traumatic experience choose to let go of finding out the answer to broken relationships that don't give closure, because the narcissist decides, I'm not going to give you that closure because that's how I win. I keep you in derision, confusion, and pain, and then I ghost you and leave you trying to figure out what the answer is. Because the whole thing is they want you to waste your energy on, excuse my language, bullshit. That's what they want, because they're attached to a demon. That's my personal opinion. Don't take Sister Taufi's word for it. Talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist if you want. I'm just sharing my experience. So narcissists are not going to take, number one, accountability, and they are not going to do what it takes to heal, which is the shadow work. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about with narcissists? Narcissists are very unstable. You really can't put a cap on a narcissist and what they will or will not do. Only them and the Creator, or whatever God made them, or whatever Creator made them. Only Spirit knows what they would do. We cannot figure them out. They are very intelligent people. They're really masterminds, and that's why they're very dangerous people. So they're not going to try to heal. They're not going to be accountable. They're going to love bomb you, love on you, try to make you think that they're the best thing that ever happened to you, and then once they get you right where they want you, which is you believing in them that they truly love you the way you want to be loved, that's when they come in with the with the narcissistic game, where they're about to start to pick you apart and watch and laugh and enjoy themselves, because it's a demon inside of them. When the narcissist sees you in derision, in an emotional imbalanced state, when you are in cognitive dissonance and you are very emotionally unbalanced. They absolutely love this. They love it. And why do they love it? Because they have personally, I believe they have a demonic attachment. The demon loves it to see you in pain. I mean, so you have to understand the more of a reaction, not just the reaction. It's not just the reaction that the narcissist / demon inside of them wants. It's the crippling of your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical abilities. Okay? That demon wants to cripple you. Yeah. They want to cripple you. They don't want you to be able to function healthily. That's their whole purpose, is to steal from you your natural God-given abilities to think, to desire something, to execute a plan, to take action on it, to complete it, to basically be a normal, healthy, living being. And that's why I believe personally that demonic entities are attached to narcissists, because people are smart, but not that smart. I mean, there are people that sit their whole lives and literally meditate on how to destroy a person. Human beings don't do that. Demonic beings do. So, believe what you want to believe. That's what I personally believe. So, how do you fight back? How do you fight back with a narcissist? The first thing you have to do is you have to become a covert op. You have to become a covert operator. You've got to be the spook on the wall. You've got to be hush, hush, Herschel. You got to hush your mouth, open up your eyes real wide, and put your spidey senses on. And get, if you're in an environment with a narcissist, this is your strategy. Clean, cook, act like you're working or whatever. But in the meantime, and in between time, you're watching this narcissist. I mean, you better watch them like a hawk. Start to get a journal. Start writing down every day from sun up to sundown what has happened regarding your interactions with that person. What happened in their day? What do they do every day of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do this every day, every week, every month, and keep this hidden. Do not let this person find it. They don't usually like holy books. So if you have a holy book, I would say put it in a holy book. I mean, I wouldn't take a whole folder, like a big folder or something. I would just get a small little book and tear out a few pieces and then place it in one of my holy books. Or it could be any book that you frequently read. Make sure it's not something that has to do with art or glamour. They're very much aesthetic people. They usually like the flashy things. They want attention. They want, if it has to do with something that will receive accolades or attention, don't put your notepad or your little paper in that. Put it in something dull and boring. Actually, something like, buy a book for ADA, ADA, what am I talking about? Yeah, get a book for American Disabilities Act. Get a book for Special Needs Olympics. Narcissists are not interested in things like that. They don't care about helping anybody. They want people that are nice, healthy, and strong so they can break you down and turn you into that. So then you're going to really be that ADA person. That's what they like. So get something that's not interesting to, a hot shot or a hot girl. Pick a book like that they would not be interested in. And start to write down everything you see the narcissist doing from sun up to sundown. You will begin to see patterns. After a month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll start to see, maybe even a couple weeks, you'll start to see patterns. Once you see the patterns of behavior, their excuses, the arguments that they start with you, because that's how they get away from you. When they start arguments, they try to make it seem like you've done something. That's just because they have somebody else on the side that they're working on making them another source of narcissistic supply. So that's why they create arguments with you, so they can run away and work on their other supply. They've already got you secure. They don't need to keep investing in you. They need to get another source of supply. So they're going to start an argument with you and leave, because they have to start working on this other person, because you're boring now. They've already conquered you. You're not that much fun. You know, when they're low on new supply, then they can come back and mess with you. You know, you're already, you know, cripple carry, and, you know, you're just not that much, you're not that fun. They've already broke you down. It's like you can't do much. You're not fun. You're nothing. You're already broke down. It's like you're already down. They can't kick you. You're already on the ground. They can't kick you. What's that going to do? They want to watch somebody fall like Humpty Dumpty. You know, they need some entertainment. What else can I tell you about narcissists? Oh, when they make their mistakes and they promise, oh, I'll never do it again. I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. I didn't mean that. They'll do the whole Emmy Award performance. Get on their knees, cry and whine, and do the boo-hoo-hoo, and tears coming down, and the, you know, mucus coming out of their nose. They'll do the whole story. They will put on a show for you so you can believe them. It's fake. It's fake. Like that TLC song. No, Rihanna. You put on quite a show, very entertaining. You're only sorry you got caught, right? How about a round of applause? Standing ovation. Great, great show. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you about narcissists that I have learned. They're after your self-worth. Their whole point, their whole objective is to make you feel like a worthless piece of crap. So you will always feel that you need them. That way, they don't have to try to catch you with a fishing hook. You will already be programmed to come back. Because after all, they're your personal Jesus. Isn't that what that person acts like? Your personal Jesus. I'll save you. I got you. They don't love you like I do. They don't understand you. I don't like how they treat you. I don't like this. I don't like that. That's what they do. They will disintegrate the value of other people in your life that you have had in your life forever before you even knew them. This is talking about somebody that is someone you meet. But a family member that would do that, they're just looking at you as a part of what they own because you're in the family. And you've already been indoctrinated, and they've been so used to you being who you were, which is the slave. They can't even fathom you being an independent individual with individual thought. And not just that, but the courage, but to have the courage and the tenacity and willingness and the gumption to actually take the risk and God forbid you accomplish anything. God forbid, you know. And so narcissists want to incapacitate you, whether it's a family member or someone that you have met. They are someone that will appear to have your best interest. They come in the door with smiles. They're very showy, and their whole goal is to break you down. And that's in the latter part. First, they like to love bomb you, which basically means giving you all this attention, making you think you're so special and you're so different, and I'm so happy I have you, and we're so close. They'll start to try to program your mind about what they are to you. We're so close, we're alike, we're so this, you and I, we're so much alike, all that. We're so attracted to each other. That's when you want to watch out, because now they're trying to put their words in your head. Not even giving you enough time. Another thing too, they flood you with information that comes from their ideals of narcissistic programming. So before you even get a chance to sit down and think about how you feel about this person, Their whole objective is to just vomit all of their thoughts onto you, but you don't even have time to think or analyze, how do I feel about this person? They're not going to give you an opportunity. So they just, they rush shot with that love bomb stuff. They're going to just put it on you and on you and on you and on you. And you're just going to be overwhelmed like, woo, this person loved me so much. That's what they want to do. And it's heavy. It's like, I call it like, it's like a waterfall manipulation. They just let it pour down. They just pour it down on you. And you just get drowned in it, So it's going to take you a while. You're going to have to float down that river a little bit a while. Grab on one of the banks, get up on the land, and get a little bit of that water out of you and sit for a while. Maybe get something to eat to come back to reality. What else can I tell you about narcissists? Narcissists will have, if it's a relationship type of situation, they will all in all have a whole nother family, whole nother relationship, whole nother everything. They do these things with you and they tell you, I'm going to work, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. They are lying. They're lying. This is when you know that they're cheating on you, this is when they start to do, they're going to be making excuses. Why they didn't come back home 1 or 2 days or 3 days or a week or whatever. And when they leave, they don't tell you, I'm going to leave. They may do it once. They may do it once a month. Oh, I have to go here. I'm going to here. A family member has this. Something's going on. I have to go take a trip. It's a lie. There's no trip. So when they're doing that, they are setting you up to get used to them leaving. So once they get you set up to get used to them being gone for the weekend or what have you, then they're going to start the arguments, because that way they don't have to keep doing it, because the pattern's going to look bad. If they keep saying, oh, well, the job told me to go and work over here for the weekend, or auntie such and such wants me to help her, that's all lies. That's because they have a plan to continue to keep you, but bullshit you and make you think that where they're saying they're going is real. It's not. They're not going anywhere but to lay down and have some sex, or screw somebody over, or go play with their mind, or go have some fun, fulfill their need to feel like somebody, because they really don't feel like anybody. So they're going to go around somewhere else where they can get somebody to feed their ego. However that shows up, it may not be sex. It could be just going somewhere where he feels like the people are what he wants to be like. So now he wants to go over there and rub shoulders, or she wants to go over there and rub shoulders with the girls, or go to the club they go to, or go to the salon they go to, or whatever, so that she can fit in, So you have to pay very, 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 very close attention to someone you believe might be a narcissist. This is if you're still in it. And basically these teachings about narcissism are for people that are trying to get out of it. Those of us that have already survived it, we already know what it is. Once you have been an overcomer of narcissistic abuse, it is very highly unlikely that you will possibly become a victim again, because what you go through is so heinous that there's no way you could ever forget, unless you were in some kind of car accident and you became mentally, something happened to your brain or something like that, or you get older and you get Alzheimer's. But for those of us that are still somewhat, cognitively stable, no, it's not possible for us to fall. And I think that's why they hate losing their supply so much, because they know once you wake up and find out who they are, number one, not only are they exposed, they're embarrassed. Number two, they're afraid that their reputation is going to be ruined and tainted, because they know what they've done is just heinous and wrong and inhumane, and they're scared that you might ruin their reputation. So that's one of the biggest fears of the narcissist. After you realize what's happened, you've escaped, and you overcome it, they're afraid of what you will tell. The person or the persons that narcissistically abuse me, I have never mentioned them by name. I never will, because I have something called couth and class and character, the 3 C's. So I don't need to talk about the person. Karma, karmic law, The energy of Mars will always take care of our infractions with the divine. It's part of human life because we are borrowing these bodies, but spirit owns our souls. We are extensions of divine. Divine has light and darkness, and the devil is a wayward child of God, you know. And so that's what we have. We have wayward children in the spirit world, which were first, angels were made before us, and Lucifer or Satan didn't want human beings being above him, and so he didn't agree. He didn't like that. I don't want flesh beings that are dirty, that are not as beautiful as me, to be able to rule over me. I'm not going to serve them. They're going to serve me, and that's how this darkness and light came. And if the story in the Bible is real, that's how evil and good began. So we are basically the food for the demonic entities, us human beings, and that's why in Proverbs it says, "In all thy getting, get understanding." If you don't understand what's going on down here, and who you are, and what you are, why you're here, and how you're made, and where you're supposed to be headed, you're going to be in a pickle. Now, narcissism is only one dynamic of dealing with hostile energies in this world, but it definitely will keep you from having so many narcissistic experiences that you are unable to recover. My experience left me physically disabled. I'm still working on recovering. And I was, for a time, temporarily, mentally, and emotionally disabled. I mean, I was really traumatized. But the power of divine nature, Ntr, which is what the ancient Egyptians called God, and the nature in God, which are called the Thentrunu, are some very powerful aspects of our connection to Father, Mother, God, Source, the universe, Yah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah, whatever you want to call God. These powers of divine nature have a direct connection to the celestial bodies in the universe. And they are not just planets, but they are conscious, just like the earth is alive. And they are supporters of my life and my Christed energy, my higher self, my Ka, my higher Christed consciousness. And so although I have aberrations that have been placed inside of me, I have like an override program. And that's this spiritual science called Ntr science or Kemetic science. Once you become aware of these divine powers that are within your nature, that the kingdom of God is within you, which is in the Bible, that was Christ saying that the universe, the macrocosm, is also connected to your inner spirit, which is the microcosm, and that you have a direct connection to those powers through your mind and your will, your third eye, your mind, your heart, and your ability to make a choice. And you can choose to either embrace the God within you and say that I am more powerful than the darkness I've experienced, the narcissistic abuse I've experienced, the lies that this person has told me. I am much more than those projected ideas, and I will not allow them to overtake my belief in myself, my future, my divine power, my divine abilities, and my love for myself or my Creator. Wow, somebody's actually calling me at 1:39. This might be my baby, my child. So please excuse that. So just understand that if you're overcoming narcissistic abuse, recovery will take time. Give yourself time. There will be good days, there will be bad days. I say stay future forward focused. Think about and dream about and visualize and meditate on the future that you are intentionally going to create. The waterfall place that you're going to go in and swim in, the hot spring you're going to go visit, the horseback riding location you're going to go to, the resort you're going to go to, The desert, what do you call that? For safari you're going to go on, the countries you're going to visit. Put your mind there. Future forward focused. So you'll be physically in one place, still going through the processes of moving forward into the reality that you are creating, first here, and then through your actions, okay? It takes time to manifest things. But don't live in the narcissistic place here in your mind or here, okay? It's going to come. Say, I acknowledge that. I went through that. That's a part of my past. Today is the new, and tomorrow is coming, and it's my future, and I'm going to co-create with this, with divine, with spirit, and with my higher self to live in a way that will trump all the pain that I went through in the past. It was an experience that was there to teach me about the lower nature of people that become victims of demonic entities, because that's what I believe narcissists are. I don't think they want to be like that. I think they are weak, and that they allowed spirit of unforgiveness, hatred, envy, jealousy those things somehow made them feel like it was okay to compromise what's good, and what's good is God. And if God can't do it, then nobody can. So I believe narcissists are people that gave up on God. They gave up on God. Because if they believed that they could heal, and they believe in God, they would know they can be healed. So I believe that people that are narcissistic are people that lack faith in God, because they can heal. God is able, always has been and always will be. I'm going to be closing this now. If you guys want to hear another video about my experience with narcissism, this was just my basic ideals on how to identify a person that may be a narcissist in your life, what to expect in the beginning, what to expect after some time with them, how to plan your escape if you are with a narcissist or around a narcissist, how you have to operate covertly. Along with that study, I forgot to tell you, you're going to set up a plan. If you want to know what I would do to get divine help from spirit, from God, source, the divine, email me at thentrunu. Again, that's thentrU, the letter N, the letter U, all lowercase, at gmail.com. I will give you my personal method of what I did that changed my life drastically. If you have something you think that can help you, by all means, go for it. But I want to tell you what I did, which is very secret and sacred. And I will not give this information out just to give it out. I will only give it to a person that's serious and they really want to escape something. Because if I had a house and I could get you out of where you are and give you a new start, I would do it, sweetie. But I don't have it. I don't have it. Usually people that will do the good don't have the resources. Isn't that sad? The ones that have it won't do it because they don't care. Anywho, that's another story for another day. But if you need my personal guidance regarding what to do when you are in a narcissistic abusive situation, there's something I can tell you to do. It's not an escape, but it is a way to call on the divine in a way that is extremely powerful. And I promise you, if your heart is sincere, and if you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, don't email me and don't ask me about what I did. Because when you don't want to play with me, because my guides, my spirit guides are real, and my God is real. And people that have hurt me, they have not fared well. So if you're serious and you believe in God, however you see God, I'm not here to judge how you see God. I see God in many pantheons. Then you can email me, and I will tell you what I did, and you can do it. I promise you, you'll get an answer. and you will get a lifeline. How that shows up, I don't know. That's not my business, it's yours. I'm just here to help by sharing my experience with you and what works for me. I hope that this video was helpful. If you'd like, you can join me for the next video I'm going to do, which is going to be based on spiritual guidance from the divine, channeled by yours truly, Taufi. I'm going to be using my regular cards. I always use my Ntr cards, which are created by Ntr Fundamentals from Osar Asset Society of New York. And we're going to be discussing these November, which is an 11. That has to do with the master number 11. That's the Two of Wands. It's a new territory, okay? The new world, the new paradigm shift we're moving into. The cards that it's going to be based on is 4, which is a half of a derivative of the number it equals for today. I'm taking the energies for today. Okay, so it's really the 2, 4, 6, 8. So who do you appreciate? You need to appreciate you, the God within self. Okay. This refers to the divine law. Tehuti refers to the divine mind or divine wisdom, and Sebek has to do with intelligence. So these 3 energies are what we're going to be tapping into for next month's energy. Okay. And of course 11 adds up to a 2. So Tehuti, divine wisdom, will be the energy for next month. And then also 8, the 2 and the 6 from 2022 is adding up to an 8. That's intelligence. So it really still based on these 2 aspects. And what do these 2 aspects stand on? Intelligence and wisdom, the law, universal law. So they're all working synonymously, okay? So if you want to join me for that reading for November, you're welcome to do so on this channel, kmsc.online, YouTube. And if you're interested in learning Ntr science, you can look at the prerequisite information, which are 2 videos and 1 trailer, so you can understand what we're going to be talking about, what the objective of that channel is. It's all about Ntr science. It's the science that I use to transform my life from heavy, serious trauma. I'll probably do some more videos on narcissism, because I've told people briefly about what I've been through, but I haven't told anybody in detail. But I was in a very narcissistic, abusive relationship for 15 years, got out of it alive. I had narcissistic abuse as a child. And what I noticed is that narcissistic people, if you had a narcissistic relationship with a family member, oftentimes the divine will allow another narcissistic person to come into your life because they want to wake you up. It's not that God doesn't love you. It's not that God doesn't care or wants you to suffer. They have to allow you to go through the experience so that you can identify it and never, ever go through it again. That's what it's all about. So I don't believe you can get out of any situation in life without God. That's my personal opinion. Those of you that feel that you have other answers, I'm not someone that you need to talk to, because I don't really know what to tell an atheist. I don't know what to tell you. But for those of you that believe in a supreme being that has created this experience we call 3D life, and also the spirit world where we will be returning. I think Mercury's still in retrograde. My mouth is just like, I feel like I don't know, like I just had dental work or something. My words won't come out right. But yeah, that's for now. That's everything I've got for you right now. If you want to watch more narcissistic information videos as far as what I went through, how I identify narcissism now, and I also want to talk about the possible trauma that you have to deal with after narcissism. Healing from narcissism can create serious aberrations and personality dysfunctions after coming out of it. So we can probably talk about that in the next video. This is going to be a video on narcissism and how to identify it / escape it, okay? So that's what I have for you guys right now. Please join me for the next video. And hey, like and subscribe, all right? I appreciate it. in advance. All right? Bye. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.